This week on Realtree Global Hunting, we're bringing you something a little different. We've teamed up with super chef Cai Ap Bryn of the Wild Food Catering Company, and he's out on the hunt for a fallow deer. When he finds his buck, he's going to cook a Jamaican jerk shoulder of fallow. Tasty. Cai Ap Bryn is a wild food connoisseur and enjoys nothing more than taking his game himself, then creating a cool, contemporary dish. He's a keen hunter and he's been shooting for some time. His company, the Wild Food Catering Company, is all about ethical, sustainable hunting and creating mouth-watering dishes from the fruits of your own hunting labours. We've caught up with Cai on his local hunting ground and we're going to follow him take a fallow deer from field to fork.
I'm Cai Ap Bryn, Director of the Wild Food Catering Company, here today stalking fallow bucks and roebucks here on the Squaries estate. Now, I run a catering company, so the aim of the game today is we'll bag ourselves some venison, take it back to the kitchen and produce some tasty recipes. For that, I'll be using my Ruger Mark II M77. Fantastic gun, it's had its knocks and it's had its bumps. Big stainless steel barrel, big moderator, my Meopta Termis scope. Along with that, I'll be using my home reloads. I've got a soft nose Sierra Game King 100 grain 243. So let's see what these babies can do and let's get on with it. We're just about to go into the wood. There's no wind. It's an overcast sky, so it's quite warm, it's quite muggy. I think we've got a good chance of seeing something. We're going to go around the left-hand side, then we're going to cut back into the wood, and hopefully we'll see something along the rides. From the high sea, go back around to the fields. I've got a little niggle in my head saying they could be feeding on some arable on the other side of these trees. Just see the backside of a deer. Slowly around the corner. There's a slight breeze coming into the face, so that'll be quite good. Hopefully we'll see them. That was a good hit. I'm sure that other one's down. I'm just going to go and find out where he's landed. We had two other deer still around there. I just couldn't get another safe shot, but we're happy with one. So we're going to move up now and see what we can see. As you've just seen, I've shot this young fallow from about 80 yards away. Moved about 15 yards and dropped on the spot. Perform a gralloch, an inspection, and take it back to the larder, and that's the job done. Welcome back to the kitchen. I'm Cai Ap Bryn from the Wild Food Catering Company, and previously you saw me shooting deer on the Squaries estate. We shot a nice young fallow buck, and here we have the shoulder that's already deboned. Now, the recipe I'm going to do today is a Jamaican jerk slow roasted venison shoulder with rice and peas. So first things first, I'm going to get some of these ingredients into the blender to make the jerk marinade. You get out of the way. Spring onions. you want 4 spring onions, chopped, sliced. Now I'm just going to put these spring onions in the blender. Now onto the other ingredients. Got the 4 spring onions, 4 sprigs of thyme, I'm going to throw them in there. Got a teaspoon and a half of honey. Teaspoon of salt. 2 Scotch bonnets. Now if you don't like too much spice, I'd advise 1, maybe deseed. I like quite a lot of spice, so I'm going to have 2. About 60 ml of vinegar. I've got cider vinegar, but any vinegar would do. Any white wine vinegar or something of that sort. Right. Now we've got some ginger paste. Just a teaspoon of ginger paste. I've got 2 teaspoons here of allspice I'm going to just throw in there. Allspice is quite important, it's what gives a big flavour to the jerk marinade. Then we've got a teaspoon of cinnamon and a teaspoon of nutmeg. Again, both really important ingredients. 60 ml of dark soy sauce. Tablespoon and a half of brown sugar, give you some of that sweetness. And then we got 2 garlic cloves. There we go, in like that. Now we've got all those in. The last ingredient is going to be half an onion. So I'm just going to, again, roughly chop the onion. Just peel it. Roughly chop, throw it in there. That's the main ingredients. There's only one last thing to do, and that's to add a little dash of orange juice, just like that. Probably about 60-70 ml. I'll try and take a look at that again. And that's done. That's done now. So what you've got here is pureed into a pulp. I'm going to pour that over the venison. I'm going to get that ready for the oven. Here we have the deboned venison shoulder. I've got this now laying in the dish. I'm going to pour half of this over the shoulder and keep another half back for later on. Right, now I've got some blue gloves. I've got 2 Scotch bonnets in there, and I do not want to get them on my eyes or anywhere else. So I've got blue gloves. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just marinate it into the meat. You could always do this a day before or a few days before, just leave it in the fridge. You can put it in a sealed container or a plastic bag and just let it marinate. Like that. Take my gloves off. So now you see, we've got that absolutely covered all over. I'm just going to add a little bit of water, a tiny little bit of water, to help it keep it moist and steam while cooking. So now we've got the water in, next thing is to seal the top. We've got some foil. Let's put some foil over the top. There we go, you've got your nice little package, and that's going to go now in the oven 170 for about 4 hours. So here we are with the venison I made earlier. Peel this back. And as soon as you open it, them smells really hit you in the face. The allspice and the nutmeg, the cinnamon, and that chilli. You can see the shoulder is cooked perfectly. And now you've got the gravy. We're going to use the gravy, we're going to thicken that up to go with some rice and peas. I've got 400 grams of rice, long grain rice that's been washed. And along with this, we're going to have, again, 2 spring onions. Then you're going to need a whole tin, another 400 grams of just kidney beans that's been rinsed and washed. And another 400 ml of coconut milk. Also, I'm going to use the same can that I've got for the coconut milk and fill that up with water and place it in there. Now this coconut milk's a bit congealed at the top, so I'm just going to push it down into the mix. I'm going to get a pinch of salt and 2 garlic cloves and in with the mix. I'm going to put this on the hob now on full, and once it reaches boil we're going to reduce it down. It should take about 20 minutes to cook. So now we've got the rice and peas cooking. I've now got this venison shoulder. I'm going to take it out of the liquid, just drain it off. Now I've got the gravy. The gravy is going to go into a saucepan. And to thicken it up, I'm going to need some corn flour and some water. So I've got about 2.5 tablespoons of corn flour. I'm going to add a little bit of water to make a paste. Now you can see, I'll just pour this in. Continue stirring, and then we'll stick this on the hob. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start pulling this apart. I'm just going to break this up. I'm going to add it back with the gravy and onto the rice and peas. So now you can see the rice is done, nice and fluffy. I'm going to pop that there. I'm going to start plating up. I'm going to put this. The venison jerk on rice and peas with the gravy from field to fork. You've seen it. It smells absolutely amazing. Try it at home.
What a mouth-watering dish. Cai has rustled up a pretty tasty looking Jamaican jerk venison shoulder from a young fallow buck. He's made the jerk marinade using spring onions, sprigs of thyme, a teaspoon and a half of honey, a teaspoon of salt and 2 Scotch bonnets. He's added vinegar, ginger paste, allspice, cinnamon, nutmeg, dark soy sauce, garlic cloves and half an onion. He's then slow roasted the joint and served it with rice, peas and gravy. That's one young fallow buck taken from field to fork with a bit of Jamaican spice. Now that's how you wrap up a hunt. To find out more about the Wild Food Catering Company, visit their website at thewildfoodcateringcompany.co.uk. Subscribe to Team Wild TV for all the best hunting shows on the web and to keep up to date with our new monthly cooking show featuring Cai and the Wild Food Catering Company.